Yeah, I know it's the same outfit. I gotta get ready for a concert tonight, but I gotta talk about Bob Mackie. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where we talk about different performances and then we share our perspective. If you're new here, hey, I'm Cara Darling, and if you're not, oh my gosh, guys, look at you coming back. Hey. So there was an episode I talked about meeting Carol Burnett, which if you saw it, I am so sorry, because that definitely was a lot to record. If you know, you know. But there was a piece of it that I talk about how I met Bob Mackie at that time. And I took it out because the episode was like close to 30 minutes. And I was like, I don't think people need to see me cry for that long. And what was really cool was when celebrating Carol's 90th birthday, they actually had a segment where Bob comes out and he's talking about the different costumes. And I do think that it felt really rushed. And I wish there was, and there probably is, I wish there was something like with just Bob sitting there and talking about the costumes and stuff. I am a fan of comedy, and I believe that what he brought to the show was a lot of the costumes actually helped the comedy. You know, it starts on a page and then there's the performances, and then sometimes there was something about his costumes that allowed the character to truly come to life, and it helped the performers like get into it and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip of me talking about when I met Mackie. We watched the movie. She was like in front of me. I even met Bob Mackie. And if you don't know who Bob Mackie is, listen, this word is thrown around. He is a legend. He is a designer. He is known for creating some of the greatest looks with Cher and so forth. He made a lot of the costumes on the Carol Burnett show. So I was fully aware. By the way, he looks so good. Like when I met him, I remember thinking like he seems really young. I don't know why hearing the name Bob Mackie made me think like he's gonna be so much older or something like that, but he looked good, and even to this day he looks great. The big thing is the Carol Burnett show. He was creating 65 costumes a show, and if the show was happening once a week and the show went for around like 9 to 10 seasons, that's a lot of costumes. So we are watching the Carol Burnett Kennedy Center Honors in 2003, and I thought the way that they did this was genius. I think you'll understand what the gag is, and I will get into, I don't know, just some things I want to talk about.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Bakula. Hats off, here they come, those beautiful girls. John Schneider. That's what you've been waiting for. This is what beauty can be. Beauty celestial, the best you'll agree. Each a gem, a beautiful diamond.
So if you're watching this, maybe if you're like me, you're just as confused, because Carol Burnett, you know, she is the comedy queen, the pioneer and stuff. So then for these guys to come out and go, beautiful girls, I was thrown off because I was like, what? But then it makes sense.
A beautiful, welcome them, these beautiful girls. And now, here are our beautiful girls in gowns designed by Bob Mackie, exclusively for Miss Carol Burnett. Elaine Stritch as Eunice. You step out of a dream. You are to wonderful to be what you.
So, okay, so right when, as they said, they're like, Bob Mackie creating, the costumes for Carol, and then right there, I was like, got it. It's very much Ziegfeld. I feel like this has been done in I Love Lucy multiple times because Lucy was a Ziegfeld model, not a Ziegfeld girl as far as walking, but more for like posing in pictures. And so she put a lot of the comedy of sort of like fish out of water kind of thing with her being a Ziegfeld girl. So I love that in a way it's similar to that, but it's all of the looks that Carol has done on her show.
Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be lips like yours? Could there be smiles like yours? Honest and truly. Kim Cattrall as Zelda. Lovely to look at, delightful to know, and heaven to kiss. A combination like this.
So I will say this. Kim Cattrall, I do think she's funny. I do think her humor is more of, it has to be written for her. Like if it's written, like when you think of Sex and the City, that's my favorite character. Also, does anyone care about the new Sex and the City? Like, and so it is, or whatever it is. I'm like, no, where's Samantha? I want to see Sex in the Other City, where we follow Samantha into London and see how she's thriving without the toxicity of her friend Carrie and stuff. That's what I'm into. But I will say that as far as physical or situational humor, she to me doesn't really nail it, but I love the fact that it's like this gorgeous woman is wearing a Mackie.
Is quite my most impossible scheme come true. How can I be with a girl like you? Florence Henderson as Shirley.
Stop. That's
Oh, you beautiful doll.
oh my gosh.
Big beautiful doll.
Because it's Florence Henderson from the Brady Bunch. So at this point, the humor is the factor. It's like, wait, who? And of course, it's like a Shirley Temple kind of thing that Carol would do. And yeah, love it.
If you ever leave me, how my heart will break. I wanna hug you, but I feel you break. Oh, oh, you beautiful doll. 2002 Kennedy Center honoree, Cheetah Revelle.
What? Look at that. I love you seeing Carol go, Cheetah Rivera. Now, the thing is, like, okay. It's like, here's someone, Tony Award winner, talent and stuff, and this is what she's wearing.
You and the night and the music fill me with flaming
She gets
desire.
it. She gets it.
Setting my being completely on fire.
So one of the things with this character is that she'll like fall asleep or get tired. And it's like, this is a performer that can like do all these amazing dance moves. And then here she is. She does a great job embodying this character. Her comedic timing is snaps.
If we
Yes!
for the moment, love till the moment is through. After the night and the music die, will I have you? Reba McEntire as Nora.
Stop. I forgot about this.
Harvey Korman
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That's one of the things that the Carol Burnett show would do, is they would have their take on these like classic movies. It's very similar to SNL. A lot of things that SNL has been doing, I would say, is because of the Carol Burnett show and how they would like think of these things and whatever. So Reba, like, oh, and they're calling out Harvey, and Harvey is the originator of this role. Max. Aww.
You are my lucky star.
Yes, she's got the
you
face.
From afar.
Yes.
You opened heaven's portal here on earth for this poor mortal. You are my lucky star.
Why?
Carrie Beach as Mrs. Wiggins.
Oh, yes. Oh my
I
God.
must have been a beautiful baby. I must.
So, okay, hold on. This is Mrs. Wiggins and stuff. So this is why, like, I want to point out, because this is about Bob Mackie, and this is a great example about how a character came to life because of the costume. So when, you know, the humor of this character is that she, you know, I guess in a way is like a dumb blonde and stuff, and it just wasn't clicking as far as what she needed to do with her job and whatever. So when she was having a costume fitting, the skirt around the knees was a bit tight and it wasn't as loose. And then there was more fabric in the tush area. And so Carol was like, oh, Bob, we got to fix, you know, that area. So then like let her have like a round butt. And then Bob told her, how about you push your your back and your butt up, so then we don't even have to fix it. And then the walk was created.
You've been a wonderful child. I can see the judge's eyes as he handed me the prize. I bet I made the cutest bow. I must have been a beautiful baby, 'cause baby,
Tim Conway is Mr. Tugboat.
So believe it or not, Carol Burnett, of course, I love. Tim Conway is my favorite on the show because he is wild. He actually has been on the show for many years, but was never like actually part of the cast. He was always a guest, and it wasn't until like the last season they were like, Tim, you want to be you want to be part of the cast? And he was like, oh, okay. But what he would do, I love. What he would do is the Carol Burnett show, there would be two tapings, two shows. And earlier, day one is more family friendly. And then the one at night is, you know, they could let loose because it's with adults and whatever. So what Tim would do a lot of times was, you know, he would do the family versions straight and stuff, and then he would go and check in with the tech and whatever, and he would say like, did we get it? Do you guys have the shots? And then he would just come in and do these things that seem to always end up in the sketch shows. And one of the things is Harvey, the one that was in there earlier, apparently when it came to him in comedy, he was more serious about it. And, you know, he did not believe in like breaking on stage was not professional and stuff. And if you don't know what breaking is, breaking means like you start laughing in a skit. Well,
I need oxygen. I need oxygen. Hurry. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. It's the only way.
Where are you from? That's real cool.
What's the matter now?
Oh, this girdle's killing me.
Captain didn't say you had to wear a girdle.
Well, I didn't want you to...
You didn't want me to what?
I didn't want you to be ashamed of me.
That was a lot of fun, right? Okay, let's continue.
Julie Andrews as Scarlett.
Oh. Yes. Yes. Grace, beauty. It was went with the wind. And it, as Carol would say, great writing, great performances, and a great visual gag.
That gown is gorgeous.
Thank you. I saw it in the window and I just couldn't resist it.
So some behind the scenes about that is that Harvey was having a really hard time finding Rhett. And when they were practicing the scenes and doing whatever, everyone seemed to like have it understood of what they needed to do. But Harvey was having a hard time. And they said that it wasn't until he put on the costume that Mackie gave him that all of a sudden he, he pretty much hit it out of the park. Make me cry. No more crying.
I'm so glad we have this time together.
Oh my gosh, Carol, you're gonna make me cry.
Just to have a laugh or sing a song.
So this character is very much part of the show. It's like the cleaning lady that would open the show and stuff. And to have Burnett Peters, as you may have known, that Carol has brought Burnett Peters on the show. And then, of course, they were in the movie Annie together.
Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. When the time comes, I'm feeling lonely.
I forgot that this was a time that Julie was still able to sing and stuff. I forgot about this part.
When I'm feeling oh so blue,
I'm so blue. when Carol first was on TV and she was raised by her grandma, and she wanted to give a signal to her grandma saying, like, because she can't just be like, Grandma, love you, or, you know, like do those kind of things. So she said to her, if I tug on my ear, it's me saying I love you on camera. So then she would do every show, and at the end of the show she would tug her ear. I guess now it's a way for people to say I love you to Carol. Yeah, so that is it for today's episode. I would love to know your thoughts, and also, like, what was your favorite costume that Mackie has created in this? Or maybe it wasn't even on this video, but you're like, can we talk about like Charo and stuff? Charo came on, and then Carol had her own version of Charo and stuff. But yeah, so without further ado, take care, darling.